Welcome back to Secrets of the Opposite Sex. I'm Tasha Ray.
And I'm Taro.
And we're back with another brave soul joining us today in the hot seat. Hey, Sondra.
Hey.
Welcome to the show. So why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself?
My name is Sondra. I am 40 years old and I'm an accountant and travel agent, and I'm single.
All right now. So you're familiar with the game. You know how this goes. So we
Love the game.
Questions. Thanks, girl.
Mm-hmm.
So we choose questions from the app Secrets of the Opposite Sex. So our first question tonight, being that you are a single mother of two amazing teenagers, how do you decide when is the right time to introduce them to someone you're dating?
That's hard. I mean, because there's no real specific time frame or anything. It's really just like a conversation or that you have with whoever you're dating. So it's like you kind of see where each other are at with it in the beginning anyway. If anybody's even open to introducing their kids to anybody at this time. And then once you start to see things getting a little serious, then you may have that conversation, but it's like no specific time frame. It's just whatever feels the best,
Yeah.
In
So do your kids need to meet the person before you get serious, or do you get serious with the person and then introduce him to the kids?
Well, it's like I've done both, and I can't say that. I mean, I'm single, so I can't say either one worked. You know what I mean? I mean, right now, I would say I would need to feel the person out for a period of time. Like, I'm just at a place where I'm not in a rush to introduce my kids to anybody at this point, because they're older. And like when they were younger, because they didn't have their fathers, it was more so like I considered them a lot. Like, is this person going to be a good father figure to them, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas now, I'm not necessarily looking for like somebody to father them or help me raise them. I'm already done almost. So
Yeah.
Now it's like, it's more so about me and what makes me happy. And then if I feel comfortable, then I'll introduce them. But it's a different kind of introduction than it was when they were younger, because I was introducing them as like, this is potentially somebody that could be a father figure. But now it's just like, look, this is mom's man or friend or whatever, and this really has nothing to do with y'all at this point. I'm not looking, and I'm upfront with that with guys that I date. Like, I'm not looking for somebody to come in and like play that role.
Yeah.
Whereas at one point I was, because I felt like they needed it.
It's very interesting. I think that it's very interesting that you mentioned that, because I've never really looked at it that way. I've never considered that, hey, my kids don't need a father. Like, you ain't around to take care of them. This is just a part of my life, girl. So maybe my kids don't even want to meet you.
Yeah, right. And I'm not trying to force them either. Like, I don't want to force that on, because I feel like sometimes I did force situations on my kids, and maybe it wasn't the right thing to do. So I learned a lot, over time. But yeah, like maybe they don't care. They don't care about meeting you, and it's like not a big deal.
Right. I feel like a lot of teenagers is like, okay, great, mom. Can I go play PlayStation?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So in that same vein of involving kids, how much do you share with your kids about your relationship? If you're dating someone that, he's been around a few times, and, the kids have seen him, do you keep it in that, hey, this is mommy's man friend, we just hanging out? Or is it more of the, maybe they don't even need to know?
Anybody that I bring around my kids, and my kids know this, it's serious. If it's not serious, if it's like, it will never be a situation where they're confused about where I stand with any man that they meet. Okay. So like, if I introduce them to my kids, like, this is my man, this is, the only person that's going to be coming around, and it's very clear to them like what that is. But I don't get into details with them either about my relationship.
Right, absolutely. Because I feel like It's interesting. I'm using, my mom as an example, like growing up, because, my mom grew up a single parent and, watching her, navigate dating, specifically when I was younger, right? Because we really didn't care. My mom had, 3 boys and a girl. So we was tearing the house up at all times. The last thing we cared about was this some man that was coming around,
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of, if anything, we'd be terrorizing,
Yeah, I mean, it's my son is very protective too, so he don't play about me at all. So I have to be very careful. And he's the same sign as me. He's a Sagittarius, so he doesn't really. It's hard for him to like hide his feelings, or So if he don't really like you, like it's pretty much gonna be known. And because he don't play with me on top of it, it's like a different level. So I have to be careful. I'm not bringing just anybody, especially around my son. And then obviously I don't want my daughter seeing a whole bunch of nonsense either. Like they say, kids do what they see, not what they're told. So if I'm having a bunch of people running in and out, or whatever, I'm allowing people to treat me any kind of way, then my daughter's going to follow the same path, the same footsteps, even if I tell her this isn't right.
Yeah. That kind of leads us into our next question. So what advice would you give your children, once they become adults, when they start to date? Like what advice would you give them? And does your advice differ versus what you would tell your son and your daughter? Is there a difference?
My advice to both of my kids is live your life, like enjoy yourself. Don't feel like you need to settle down, or like your life needs to revolve around a relationship. I really don't want them to follow my footsteps, having kids early. I didn't get, to live my life early on. So I think that's one of the main things I would tell both of them, that, but just have fun. Like, don't take things too seriously too early. I think that's my main thing.
Pretty sound advice, because I feel like, when I was 15, I was in love with everybody.
Everybody. Everybody.
Right.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
Married? Like what? 5.
Girl. Back then it was like the 90s R&B. So every love song was like, oh God, this is yeah, it's our song. We get married to this.
It's a soundtrack to our lives.
Right.
Great.
I've been singing "Meet Me at the Altar" in your white dress and don't even remember what. I'm not old enough to know
exactly.
Right.
We were different back then. I don't know what we were on.
That was like really during that golden age of like R&B music.
Yeah.
We're still in love, child. I don't know what we're doing today. I don't know what we're doing today.
I don't know what we're doing either. It's just a whole bunch of it's complicated going on.
Yes.
That's it.
It's too much.
It's so funny because I'm actually trying to think about how much progress I've actually made, because I kind of might still love everybody.
You know what? I mean, it's like, I feel the same way too, though, because it's like when I like somebody, I really fucking like them, you know what I mean? And I'm like all in, and I want who I want. And it's not like I just don't want just anybody. Like I feel like I want to be in a relationship. I want to be, want to have love and that, masculine energy and everything. I need that. I crave that. But I don't want just anybody. But it seems like then the ones I want, it's like, what am I doing? I don't know. But then I'm so like, but he's the,
Yeah. Girl, we feel you. Because this is like either all or nothing. Like either I'm doing too much, or I'm just like clocked out.
Yeah. Exactly. Same way. I'm either all the way or nah, not at all. So
leave it to me. I'm going full steam ahead. Locomotive, okay? Messing around with me, I'm crazy. Okay, so the next question. Okay, so say you're in a relationship, right? Things have been rocking for a while. If your significant other never posts you on social media, would that bother you?
So I've been in this situation. Yeah, it bothered me, but I acted like it didn't, which was the biggest mistake I could have done, because I thought like I could be okay with it. Like I'm, because we, for the most part, had a decent relationship. We got along really well. Like, it was no issues or anything. He treated me well, but after a while it bothered me. And I should have just been honest with myself about that from the beginning. Definitely.
So what was it because it's interesting, because I think kind of weird about it. Like half of it for me is like, I don't want nobody in my business. You ain't finna, this is who, I post a picture with Exhibit A and Exhibit A, and now you sliding, down Exhibit A because you know who he is. So I'm like, I want to keep people out of my business. But was it more of a, he's acting single on the internet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it was like it's not so much that I needed him to post me just for the purpose of posting me, but it was like when you look at his page and the personal things that he would post, like it's one thing if like he would say, oh, this is mostly my page is for business, but then you can post your son, you can post your mother, you can post, all these things, but you're saying that you don't want to post me because it's like you're protecting me because, whatever the case may be. He does, like you said, he doesn't want people coming at me, or so you're okay with them coming at your son and your mom though. Like that doesn't make sense. And then, like the activity, not necessarily even like I would just notice he would like his employees, like half naked pictures. Like that's a little inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? Like
I need to contact HR right now.
I mean, but there was no HR. He's the owner of the business.
So. He was like, I am the HR people.
Okay, right. Exactly. This is not like that kind of stuff. So I'm like, well, what are we doing here? And I'm not talking about like, oh, we're dating for a few months, I need you to post me. Like we were together for 8 years.
Oh.
So, and there was not one post in 8 years, not one, not even a story.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. Oh, 8 years.
I mean, that's basically the equivalent of you being married and not wearing your wedding ring 8 years. What?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I think I was thinking about it in a cute little, we've been dating 6 months, 8 years. I think I would have a problem with that too.
Crazy thing is why we broke up was because I said something about Instagram and he lost it.
After 8 years, that was what the straw that broke the camel's back?
That was it.
Well, all right.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. 8 years and you act like I don't exist on your page? Like if somebody looks at you and it gets a snapshot of your life, I don't exist. That's crazy.
At all. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. After 8 years, so, right. So yeah, I've been in this situation. So yes, I have a problem with it. Like I said, not just so you can post me, but it's like the bigger picture, like if you truly are never on Instagram, okay, fine. I don't expect you to post me, but you're always on Instagram and you could post your friends. You could post your son, you could post everybody, but you could post family members that I've never even met.
Yeah.
After 8 years that I don't know.
You know what I can't stand? Because I'll hear guys, they'll be like, I'm not even on Instagram like that. But you look at the Instagram page, if you can post a picture of some nasty ass food, come on.
Hello.
How much or how little you're on the gram, clearly.
Right. Exactly.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Picking and choosing over here. Speaking of social media behavior, what is appropriate social media behavior once you're in a relationship?
I think overboard is like commenting and hard eyes and like DMing and like, even overly liking. Like if you're liking a picture, a half naked picture here and there, but you're not like if I go on a girl's page, because we all do that. I definitely will go on a girl's page that I see that you've liked. Okay. So like if I go on a girl's page and I see like you like every single one of her half naked ass pictures, and I'm gonna be like, okay, what's that about? You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about celebrities. I'm talking about your everyday chick,
That you have access to.
like your employees or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, exactly, that you have access to. So
we talking about Rihanna.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. It's just all about respect. I mean, I think it's common sense. Like, come on, we're old enough to understand what is going to be acceptable, like what you would like or not like for somebody to do. Just don't do that.
Yeah.
That's all,
Yeah, I agree with that, because I think a lot of it is, to be honest, maturity, because any mature person realistically knows how to respectfully do that. I honestly think so. Because I think I put respect, honestly, as the bottom line for most things in my life, even, friendships, or like, because, whether I disagree with somebody I'm dating or whether I disagree with a friend, I feel like I will, at all times, respect needs to always be that bottom line. Because I don't understand why you wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's like the basic treat others as you want to be treated type of situation, it's so, the internet. Jesus.
I mean, exactly. But you're right. The internet tells you like, oh, it's okay to do this. It's okay to do that. It's, and then they're like, oh, see, look at this meme. It said I could do it.
Oh my God. Yo, I'm so tired of people using these memes as excuses.
Right.
Like,
this is not the standard of what you should base your life. Like,
hello. Like,
right.
I saw something the other day and was like, if you don't get a good morning text every day, he ain't for you, girl. I was like, what?
God.
Yeah, it's too much. Like,
oh my God.
But see, it's literally laughable. Like, this is funny because they take it a little too far, for sure.
It's so funny. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna get into your business a little bit.
Okay.
So, have you ever faked an orgasm? And if you have, why?
I have, because to hurry it up, because I just knew that like it wasn't gonna come, and I'm just like, okay, come on, because he was like waiting for me. They'll wait for you to come before they come. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, just you're good. Just come on.
Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you something. I am not one of those, we not finna be in here for 60 minutes. Frankly, I don't have time. I'm tired.
Right.
You got 8 minutes to do what you need to do. And then
8 minutes.
to be honest, I'm good to go. Like, I feel like the idea that sex is supposed to be an hour and a half is outrageous to me.
Well, no, I mean, not an hour and a half, but not 8 minutes either.
And that's too fast. Like, we can't do what need to be done.
I mean, quickies are cool and everything, but
I'm all about like efficiency. We get in here, we get to the task is handled, and then I'm gonna be like, oh my God, I love you so much. And it's like, now, Housewives comes on at 6, I'll be back. Like, so, like, it's
okay.
But I really do, but I will. That's interesting, because it's, I figure orgasm. I'm like, all right, hurry up. We ain't going nowhere.
Wait, now what? So I always think it's fascinating when men think orgasms.
I don't know how that happens. Like, how does that happen?
Okay. Here's what I'll say, without being too vulgar. It's easier to do with a condom.
Okay.
You can't tell for real. And you're just like, do a little. So it's much easier to do if you have a condom.
Okay, but if you're like if it's no condom, it's gonna be
harder to do. You still can, and like, what to me, again, before I ain't gonna jump too far off the wall, I would usually, and I'd be like, oh my goodness, and then immediately after do a nice little rub. Ooh, like, so you really can't tell whether or not I'm trying to fake clean it up off of you. And I'm like, whoo, we had a time. Right? So.
Oh my God.
And it's interesting because I feel like the time that I did do that, it was a similar situation where I was like, okay, I was into this for a few minutes, and now I'm starting to not be into it, and I'm not progressing from here, and I
Yeah.
also ain't just trying to be in here not progressing.
Exactly. Like sometimes it's just like, okay, and not that and sometimes it's not even that it's not good. It's just that you may be something going on like in your mind or whatever the case may be, where you're just not there. And you're just like, I know I'm not going to come. So let me just go ahead and so he can come and get this over with,
I think guys have a thing with that too. Like they feel like if they don't make you come, then they failed. Like,
Oh, for sure. I mean,
right.
I can definitely appreciate that energy.
Yeah.
But
like, sometimes
yeah, you just have to be like, babe, it's okay. Like, I'm cool if I don't come every time,
Yeah.
So
yeah, well, I'm getting out of that because actually I want to come every time these days. But
yeah.
I did too much faking.
Oh gosh.
So now I gotta make up for lost time. So I ain't faking them up. Okay, so what's the most common reason you've lost interest in someone?
Can I say a few?
Girl.
Okay, so I would say, okay, well, bad sex is like, I can't. I just can't do it. Lack of leadership is a big one. I would say somebody with no drive, no ambition, and then like a lack of integrity. Those are like top reasons.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid list right there.
You said lack of integrity, and I'm like, at bare minimum, because if you ain't got no integrity out here, you'll hit your mama with a Camry. So I'm like what?
Yeah,
tell it what you capable of.
And the crazy thing is, like, a lot of times you don't even know, like, you think a person is one way and then they show you different. But as soon as you show me like did you and then lack of respect for like other humans, like if you don't have empathy and you can't treat another human with kindness, like any human, no matter who they are, that's a huge problem for me, so, but some people are able to fake it for a while, so you don't know.
I don't know if I could. I think that would be a really big one for me, because I am a people person. I'm not an introvert whatsoever. I'm very much an extrovert. And like, I thrive off of that kind of energy. So I agree with that, to have, you don't have to be a people person to date me, but if not being empathetic or common courtesi or stuff like that, I can't take it.
Yeah.
Just because people is just a big part of my social life.
Right.
And if anything, that'll probably drive him crazy too.
Right? See, it's all about finding who you're compatible with, it's all about, and that's why I like so many times before, like you just ignore things, but ultimately that's what ends up being the downfall of the relationship anyway. So you might as well just find your people, it's like, that's my motto, just find your people, because they are out there. You just gotta find them.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting that you say that, because I found myself in a situation before where I thought ignoring that was, ignoring it. I was saying to myself, or I was thinking I was saying to myself, oh, well, you know what? I'm going to ignore it to try something different. Maybe I'll have a different outcome, So I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe I can actually deal with it. And then of course it still ended up crashing and burning, because, and I'm like, oh girl, don't, it's so unrealistic to do that.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And I mean, at my age, I'm just like, there's no way. I don't have time. It's so many things, like, obviously, that I'm not dealing with now that I would have dealt with, 20 years ago, or even 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago. 40 is a different age. I mean, 40 is amazing. I'm gonna just say that, y'all. I don't know if y'all there yet or not.
Girl, I'm creeping up on it. We're gonna go very slowly though.
But it's great here. Okay, so look forward.
Well, that's nice. That is something to look forward to. Because Lord, I don't know, because I relate to what y'all are saying. I feel like a lot of times when I don't want to say like change my standards, but I guess that's the best way to put it. it would be because of outside pressure. So it would be because of other people looking at how I choose to live my life, how I choose to date, like kind of judging me, like maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you're too picky. Maybe you're doing this, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just like, well, shit, maybe I am. So let me try something new. And then, like you said, crashing and burning and wasting my time. And I'm like,
for the exact things that you told yourself you should have stayed away from.
The same outcome. So
exactly.
I'm gonna tell them to mind their business and mind mine from here on out. Like
okay, exactly.
Okay.
Seriously, you just gotta do what makes you happy. That's it. That's it.
That's too short.
Okay, so I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like it's multi-layered, right? So one, have you been cheated on? And how could you tell if they were cheating?
Been cheated on. Well, one time I know for sure.
Like, were there in the obvious, like, I feel like there are the textbook signs. I'm working late 4 times a week, or, I guess, they could be working late. Nah, I don't believe that. Were there like clear signatures?
Yeah, just real cocky, the cockiness, like like I got something else, you know what I'm saying? That whole, because that before it's more so like, oh, you're, I don't want to lose you. Like, it's more that I'm so into you're my everything. Like, I don't know what I'd do without you. And then it becomes like this cockiness, like, well, nah, I don't really have time to hang out with you today. I don't, it just becomes a very nonchalant kind of attitude.
I'm not incriminating myself, but the Lord ain't through with me. So let me start there. As a person who, I have done my dirt. I've cheated in the past. And it's interesting because I feel like when there was really no arrogance involved. Like, if anything, I kind of felt there was a lot of guilt behind it. And so, like, for somebody to just be out here like, I got other options and you cheated, like, excuse me?
But see, he was just a different. Now, okay, let me set the tone for this. This was like, I was young and he was like a big drug dealer. Like, he was already.
Oh my God, we love drug dealers at young ages.
I know, really though, like kingpin status. Like, it was so he was already on, and he's a Scorpio, and so like he was already on his cocky shit anyway, but it just became more, just, and then he kind of became blatant with it. Like, he actually brought some of the girls around me and like said they were like working for him or whatever. So, but the thing is, and it wasn't even like he didn't have one girl it was like multiple women. It was just, that was maybe like kind of a different situation, but that's the only time like that I can confirm that I was cheated on. I don't know. I feel like I may have been other times, but I don't know for sure.
I feel like that's some real audacity because especially, okay, you ain't gonna bring, bottom Keisha over here who moving the weight.
Not bottom Keisha.
Like that's disrespectful.
But no, that's exactly what it was too. Like, bottom Keisha, who was moving his weight, who was holding his shit in her apartment. That's what we was
raising, like some real audacity. And Keisha just out here like,
with it.
Okay, right. That's what I'm saying.
Like, yo, people have been wilding for a long time.
I mean, yeah, like that was wild. You're right. All these hoes were up in my face, like,
Oh, that's so funny.
Sorry, am I allowed to curse? I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You had an orgasm. Guess you could cuss.
Okay.
Say whatever you want to say. So this is where your accounting background comes in on the financial tip. So if you decide to move in with your partner, what's your best advice on how the bill should be paid? Like, are we going 50-50? We basing off of percentages? We ain't paying nothing.
I think that everybody should do what works for them, because what works for them don't work for me. But me personally, if I'm moving in with anybody, I'm not paying any bills. Like, I I don't believe in that, 50-50 stuff. But you need to have that conversation up front because, like you need to figure that out first. And if the person is not on that same page, doesn't mean that they're wrong or that, it's just that you just don't agree there. And it probably, won't work out. Cause I think, finances is one of the things that the number one problem in marriages, relationships. So if you're not, I think you just need to be on the same page. But yeah, if I live with you, I'm not paying bills. I know I'll buy like food and,
Okay, that's what I was about to ask. Like so if you're not looking to pay like the mortgage or the rent or like big, like where do you feel like you would contribute financially?
I mean, I think, yeah, food and, planning like out trips or, extracurricular activities for the kids, that kind of stuff, but like little stuff. Like honestly, I don't feel like, don't shoot me down for saying this, but I don't feel like it's natural for a woman to carry that burden. Like, I don't feel like that's how, the natural order of things. Like a woman should not have that burden, should not carry that burden. A man is made to carry that burden. A woman is not. A woman is made to handle other things. Like, that's just my opinion. Okay. A woman is made to handle other things. And again, I'm not saying that I don't think a woman should have her own or not have her own money or not contribute or do other things, or that she can't do it, because there are many women that do that shit and do it well and love doing it and want to do it. But I just don't think the true feminine energy is really made for that type of burden, financial burden.
The Lord don't want us to have these bills, child. I am.
It's the Lord, but it's nature, it's the law.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Like, I mean, because we bring a different thing to the table. We bring nurturing, we bring, support. We just bring a different energy. And our number one purpose, typically, if we are of a true feminine energy, is love. But a man, he has to have purpose. And his purpose is not his relationship, but that's how you balance it out. Like a woman, our purpose is love. Their purpose is making a mark in the world, having something that they can go after, a goal that they can go after, and providing. I just think I think that's where like a lot of this imbalance comes from in modern day dating, is we don't have true feminine and masculine energies working together. There's too much. Nobody know what the hell they are. Like, am I feminine today? I'm masculine? Like, because women in certain situations, we've had to channel more masculine energy. So, a lot of times men will say like, women are so damaged, I can't do anything by the time they get to someone that actually wants to love them. But it's because they've had to tap into so much masculine energy that by the time they get a real man that has true masculine energy, it like takes a minute to like get back to her true feminine essence.
Yeah.
And give that proper balance.
That's real. You know what always kind of bothers me is guys who are like, if you come in here, like we'll do the 50-50 thing, but it's just like, you were paying 100% of these bills before I moved in. Like, if you're used to paying for it, you can afford to pay for it. Why is it such a big deal? Like, let me just take us on some fire ass vacations and buy the groceries and shit. Like, let me do that.
Like, right. Exactly. And, but then you also have some women that don't, they don't want to pay the bills either. Like, they want to go 50-50 because they don't want that masculine part of them taken away. They don't want their independence taken away. I'm like, no, I don't want to be strong. I don't want to come across as, oh, I got it, I can handle everything. No, I don't. I'm not strong. I'm tired of that label. Like, what I'm saying? I don't want to be strong anymore.
Yeah. That's
I feel like I think there's I feel like I was that way because I'm very much a Mr. Independent. Like, I you ain't comparing me. I got me, but also, I feel like these days I'm making good business sense. So, you come right on through.
Oh, right.
Take it off, baby. Take it off.
Exactly. Take it off my plate. Thank you very much. And I think there has to be that balance, like a feminine energy, masculine energy, no matter what kind of relationship it is. But that's why, like, a lot of even homosexual relationships there's a masculine energy and a feminine energy in most relationships, like, because it just works that way. You can have two masculine energies trying to make it work. They're gonna butt heads all the time.
What I will say though is I don't want to be so dependent on somebody though, in case this shit does not work out, that it's going to put me in a bad position, because he's going to be off and up. He's going to do what he's been doing. I'm going to still need to make sure I'm going to be okay too. So I don't want to I don't want to be helpless. Like I'm not helpless. Like I got a big mouth. I got opinions. Like I'm still going to be me, but I know how to, you kind of everybody has a role in a relationship. So, and they like to say, let a man be a man. Okay. I'm cool with that. But
he has to be capable of leading.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
That is the key.
Be down for everybody. Absolutely.
That is the key. If you you have to a woman in order for her to trust a man, she has to feel confident that he could lead her.
Absolutely.
If he can't lead her, what are we going to do? We're not following nobody. We're not stupid. We're not going to follow somebody blindly. We just want the right person to follow. Absolutely. But until we find that person, and we got to hold our own, we got to do what we got to do. And that's just what it is. Because we're not about to follow behind some person
that's facts.
Can't lead us nowhere.
Listen, I'm here to tell you, because I know what it looked like when you do, child.
Me too. Me too. Okay. Oh my gosh. Me too.
It ain't fun.
Yeah.
It ain't fun.
No. Yeah. It's not.
If you're enjoying the episode, make sure you download Secrets of the Opposite Sex on Apple App Store and Google Play today and join in on the fun. Back to the episode.
How much you think? Okay, so he about to propose, right? Is there a price you think the ring should be? I need a $5,000 minimum?
No, really. I haven't even thought about that, honestly. It's, whatever is comfortable for him. I don't want him I want it to be nice, but I don't want him going broke over a ring, or over anything material for that matter. I guess that's the accountant in me because I'm super conservative. I don't really care about that. Not to say I want a Walmart ring or something, but, show that you put some effort into it, but don't go broke. Don't go into debt getting me a freaking ring because that's dumb.
Yeah.
I feel like you should not go into debt getting an engagement ring.
I love that you said that because we're going to circle back right onto that a little later with the little game we're going to play.
Okay.
But I love that you said that.
Yeah, that's real. But I think you said it, people in general just want to feel like there was some effort put into it. It ain't got to be the most expensive thing, but I want to know that you saved, you thought about this. You ain't just say, well, let me go get this shit real quick, this little cheap ass shit, propose to this girl. I want you to have been thinking about it. We prepared for it. Let me save up for this. This is what I want to get for her. So I'm going to work for it. I want to feel that energy when I look at that thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And whatever that looks like for you individually, that's all. It's not a certain price tag because everybody can afford a $10,000 ring, a $20,000 ring or whatever. And that's okay, but yeah, I think, like you said, whatever that effort on whatever your level is.
Yeah.
Play on your level. That's what I say. Don't try to go playing on another level that you're not at yet.
Because it's going to catch up to you.
It will. And then that goes back to you cannot lead. If you do stupid crap like that, you cannot lead me and this family. You making stupid decisions like that, then how I'm going to trust you to lead me?
Girl. Another word.
That's
Okay, so like Tara was saying, before we get into our red flag game,
Okay.
what are automatic deal breakers for you? Like, can't even get to a first date type deal breakers, like at the door.
Don't know how to talk. Like if I talk to you, you just have no class, just I mean, because I can get ratchet too, but like I like to date men with kids. So just because you tend to like just understand my life better, and we just tend to understand each other better. It's not like a time, you understand that my time may be limited, or like my kids are going to come first, and there's not a whole lot of explaining that I have to do because I don't have time to explain all that kind of stuff. So but I don't know if that would be a deal breaker, so I won't say that. But yeah, just no class or no job. I mean, that's definitely a problem. No source of income.
In today's economy, at bare minimum, you need it. Like,
yeah, like you need,
baby.
yeah. I mean, no car, like,
I feel like we should cue, no, I don't want no scrubs.
yeah, perfect. I mean, just a basic, like, I think those are basic things. I mean, you have to be attractive, obviously, I have to be attracted to you.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think a big one for me is like, I'm a conversationalist, so I love to run my mouth. And so if I text you and I'll be like, hey, what's going on? How you doing today? You can be like, LOL, I'm good.
that's a deal breaker.
What? Like, use your words. Like, don't be like, even, and I'm kind of petty in a way. I don't really like, and this is kind of childish, I don't like abbreviations. So if we're texting and again, this is kind of silly, and you text BRB versus be right back, I'm gonna be mad.
Oh, dang. Okay, you picky. I'm scared to date you. I'm
like, hey, your words. Like, I feel like the internet has made so many people so lazy. Like, hey, if it's my birthday and you put HBD under my post, you don't give me the whole. You don't care about me
on my birthday. Oh.
See, one for me, I don't like talking on the phone. So like, if you like trying to call me all day long and like just talk, it's annoying.
Really? How much you gonna get to know somebody? Or are you saying like after y'all have gotten to that point, you don't need to be on the phone all the time?
I'd rather either like we can talk every now and then. I mean, I'm a texter. I like to text and then like talk sometimes, but I'm more so like, let's hang out. Like that's how I want to get to know you. Ask me out. Let's go do something. I'm not a big talk. I don't have time to sit on the phone. So I know like when I'm with you, like I don't have my phone out. This is out, like I'm dedicated to this time. The time's blocked out. There's no distractions. So I just don't, because I don't feel like you get a lot of quality, for me anyway. I don't get a lot of quality like conversation over the phone because I don't have a lot of time to just sit and talk. Hey, are you available to talk at 3? And I'll be like, okay, yeah,
schedule a date to talk. Yeah.
Like you gotta set an appointment.
That's real. We might as well make a real date and see me in real life. That's right.
Exactly. So like,
so funny. It was this guy that I was dating, and like his assistant, her name was Sarah. So I started to be like, should I contact Sarah to get this popping? I know you booked today. Tell Sarah to pencil me in at 3. Like, it's fine. I'll do this appropriately. Okay, so now we're about to transition into my personal favorite portion of the podcast, the red flag game. So this is just a game where we ask you a couple questions on whether or not this is a red flag, yay or nay. You may want to, if you want to explain some of them, we can do all of that.
Okay.
All right, Tasha, kick off the first one.
So is it a red flag if he has poor spending habits?
Absolutely. Again, that goes back to you can't lead. A man with poor spending habits will lead his family into poor spending habits and then will lead us into debt and bankruptcy and everything else. So yes, that is a red flag.
Okay. In the same vein of, I'm about to play devil's advocate a little bit. Okay, so in the vein of watching my finances. So if I'm in a situation and this might be more financially, it might make more business sense to do this. So say you're dating someone and it might just make better business sense for him to still be living with his baby mama. Is that a red flag?
Yes.
It's so funny because I really did, like, I tried to put the biggest cherry on that piece of shit. I tried to make that shit look like a cupcake, okay?
I've been in that situation. Like, I've been there, yeah, where a guy was like living with his baby mom because it made more sense financially.
Yeah,
they're married now.
Oh shit.
You see how people be playing in your face?
In real life. Oh my God.
Yeah, because realistically, I remember I was in this relationship with this guy and, we were together for a while. And I remember, so when we first broke up, I was like, I was young and broke. And I was like, Lord, I got to go pay rent now. Like, I ain't got no money to pay rent. So I was telling myself, oh, maybe I'm gonna just stay here for a little bit longer and until I figure out how that happens. And then I was also like, no, because the second you come in after 2 a.m., baby, you get swung on. So you better.
So the feelings weren't still there.
You better tread lightly with me. I don't care because we broke up. Roll up in here drunk from the bar and somebody else with you. It's a wrap.
Yeah, see that it's just a bad situation altogether. It's just best to just cut ties and
yeah, absolutely. Okay, so if someone is let me frame it like this. You've been dating someone, going on maybe 3 to 5 dates, and every time the bill comes, you see that he is consistently a bad tipper. Is that a red flag?
Yeah. I mean, a bad tipper for no reason. Like, we didn't get bad service. It was just
every day he's still giving that little 10% or something.
Yeah, no, I'll probably say something, and then it depends on how he reacts. Like, because some people just need a little talking to, maybe just, I don't know though. At our big age, I don't think that it should be like a question of if you know that you're supposed to tip. So yeah, that would be a red flag, because that's like, no, that's crazy. You can't not tip.
That shit is embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing. And especially if
yeah, I'm a firm believer in if you cannot tip, stay at the house.
Seriously, cook. Right. We can have a date inside. We can cook and Yeah. Yeah, we don't have to go out if you can't tip.
Yeah. Like, oof. And I especially hate it because I've seen like the most, the guys who have the most spend the least. Like when it comes like buy all this crazy extravagant stuff, like, during dinner, doing the most. And then when the bill come and you gonna give them like,
now that's like
crazy to me.
Really bad. That's worse. When you have it and you just don't
like, it was some shit. Like,
no, that's even worse. You know what I'm saying? But if you got it and you still don't, then that's really bad.
Man,
that's on another level. Like, that's just crazy.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You already doing the most.
Yeah, exactly. And then you just not
hurt.
You doing the most and giving the least?
Right. So everybody got to come over here and serve your.
Exactly. You asking them to do the most and you gonna get them some little chump change. Like, wow.
Like, the worst. That's terrible.
Yeah. He got to be stoned to death.
Difficult times. Just go take it back. All right.
Okay. If someone happens to say, I know my answer to this. If someone happens to say, I love you too quickly, is that a red flag?
Well, what's too quickly?
So, and again, I'm a man of the Saint Valentine romantic type. So, after 2 days, I love you. I'm with I just be feeling my little heart and I'm probably just gonna run away. I ain't planning the wedding I'm practicing your name in some arguments that we can recover from. You know what I'm saying? I'm like Tremel, don't play with me. But then like,
not Tremel. All right, Tremel, come on now. Stop playing with you.
I mean, so I guess that is tricky because, you know, you do have to consider what's
quick. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a red flag, but I'm gonna ask you why. Like, you think you love me? Okay, well, why? And if you give me a legitimate answer, like, then okay, you know, but I'm not gonna say it back if I don't mean it either. Mm-hmm. But it wouldn't be a red flag if I felt like he really did feel that way. You know, I mean, if he felt like he fell in love with me quickly, you know, that wouldn't be something that, no, would be a red flag. I would just need to know that it was genuine. Like, I need you to tell me, like, oh, why do you love me? Not because the pussy's good or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right. See, that's what I was actually about to throw in, right? Because I feel like I have a really bad problem with, if the sex is fire, I'm gonna be saying it through the sex. You know, I feel like if, you know, y'all having some fantastic intercourse and he says it, would that bother you?
For the first time.
Yeah, shit, the first time, I'm gonna love that. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back for more. Okay.
See, okay, the first time, I mean, I just be like, nah, this pussy just real good.
Yeah, right. Like, he's just drowning in it. Like.
Yeah, I'm not even paying that no mind. It's going in one ear out the other until you say it to me. And when you are of sound mind and body, I don't believe you.
That's because I know I got to get it together because I show up like, oh. No.
You tell people you love them in the bed for the first time?
Every time.
Dang.
Every time. And I'm like, you know, I just, let me not. Listen, people, I'm great, you know.
You know what's crazy is I actually like, that's the one, sometimes I say it, but not really during sex. Like, I don't really say it that much during sex.
I don't think I've ever told anyone I love them during sex. I feel like I'll be thinking about that. I don't know what I'll be thinking.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
what I'll be thinking about, but I'm just like,
I'm not really, that's not what I'm saying. Like that, I'm just say that. That's not what I'm saying. It's not.
I'm not a big talker either, so maybe that's it. And
I'm not either.
Saying and talking and oh my God, can you shut up?
Because then I can't hear you half the time, so I'd be like, huh? Fucking up the whole mood and everything.
Yo, and I was chatting it up. What? Chatting it up. Pythagorean theorem. I'm gonna make you take at 350. Like,
oh my God.
Like what? I be chatting it up. You gonna pay these bills? You gonna drive to work in the morning? Listen,
if I'm talking too much, I might just dry up. Like I'll be like, what? Like shut the fuck up.
Yo, that's
right.
Yo, I was talking to this one guy and he absolutely told me to shut up.
Yeah, that been me. Like,
he was like, "You got to be quiet." And then, you know, my problem was because I was asking real questions.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Man, you can't ask me no questions because I'm not gonna know what I'm saying, what I'm talking about. And I can't hear you. Like I said, I'm toning. So I'm gonna be like, huh?
Exactly. Huh? I'm trying to focus here. I'm trying to get to the goal. Like we trying to do some things.
Exactly. We're not having conversations. No.
That's funny. Okay. So is it a red flag if a guy is too fixated on physical appearance?
Yeah, for sure. Like, yes, that's too much. Because like you can't be taking longer to get ready than me. You can't be in the mirror more than me. You can't be taking selfies. Like
selfies. Yeah.
I think I mean a man should want to look nice, you know, and dress nice and put some thought into his appearance. Mm-hmm. But not to the point where you're obsessed, where we're actually having full-blown conversations about like what you're gonna wear or something. I'm not into, appearance. Like, I mean, obviously I'm into my appearance, but not like to the point where I'm obsessed with it. So you definitely can't be, you know what I mean, if I'm not.
I think it's fair, and I don't know if this is good or not. This might be kind of toxic. I don't understand men in filters. I never understood. I don't understand why you got the Valencia XX Pro on your photo. I think I honestly understand it for women, but I don't know why it bothers me so much when guys do it. It just
No, I'm with you 100%. It's crazy to me when you think about, like, how we get set up for taking a selfies. Like, could you just imagine your man's like, like posing for a selfie? Like, what are you doing?
Especially with the duck legs.
Yeah, or whatever. Like, come on.
Yeah, I like
This is not a good look for you.
Yeah, I've never understood that, and I'm like, I don't get it. It's the strangest thing for me. One, I don't, because whether, particularly as an online dater, I also ain't trying to. I need to look like this when you meet me. So if I got the Valencia XX Pro on the filter, and then I show up and look like Terrell, they don't line up. You ain't gonna want to stay here.
Right. Exactly.
Because if you look like this, and I'm gonna do a quick side tangent, and I'm trying to. Nope, I'm not apologizing for this. Went to this date one time. I got to the restaurant a little bit early. I sat across the room, but could still see the door. Baby walked in. Baby wasn't baby. I left.
I don't blame you.
Because I'm like, I ain't doing this. This ain't. And then I was like, and it was interesting because as soon as he walked in, I was like, oh yeah, that's him, but that ain't him. So
I think that's like, it's become so normal, like kind of catfishing, like especially on dating sites. I can't tell you how many times I've showed up to see, I've even FaceTime with guys before and I couldn't tell because it was so like here, but they gave me the photos from like 2018 when they might have been like 50 pounds slimmer. And show up and they are not. So I feel like that happens a lot. Like they give you their best version of themselves, even if that's not the current version of themselves. So yeah, I feel like that happens a lot. Yeah.
I have not really gotten into like online dating.
Don't start, girl. Don't start.
Yeah, it's a little
don't
scary.
do it.
It's ghetto.
On play.
Ghetto.
Ghetto.
Yeah. They
One
just
star would not recommend.
Ever. Don't do it.
Okay, well, I'm not even gonna go there.
Stick to real life.
Okay, so would you, if your kids got a bad vibe from the person, would you consider that a red flag? And this gets tricky because you said in the beginning if they're meeting my kids, they've been around a while, and so if they have spent, you guys have spent extended amounts of time, and maybe your daughter like no, and just I don't see it.
I would definitely take it into serious consideration because they're not feeling that way for no reason. And again, they may see something that I don't see. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd be a red flag off the top. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if it's, my kids just being my kids and there's just, they don't like nobody, or, you know what I mean? Or if they really feel something. But I definitely, hear them out, pay attention to it, and, definitely consider it for sure. I don't know if it'd be an automatic red flag though.
Okay.
All right. So now we've come to the part in our show where we turn the tables and allow you to ask us a question that we must answer. So go ahead, take the stage, Sondra. You get it.
Hey, let me see. I'll just ask this. Do you guys have a desire to be married or not?
Go ahead, Tara, because I feel like your answer is going to be so entertaining. Go ahead.
Well, it's very interesting. We had this moment on the podcast last season where, so I have actually been married before, but that really wasn't common knowledge to most people. My direct friends knew. But so when that came out, it was so funny because I had so many people texting me like, "You a whole husband? Like, what are you talking about?" So, there were like so many people who knew me who didn't know that I was married. Because back then I was very much like, if you're not my immediate friend, this ain't even your business. Don't worry about what I got going on over here. So what I will say is, I learned. So I was married for about 5.5 years. I was really young when I got married, and I learned a lot from it. I learned a lot about emotional maturity, communication, and how to not be, completely ridiculous. So I hope to do it again. Yes. What I will say is I'm not getting divorced again.
Ooh.
That's a lot. It's expensive. The emotional toll it takes is a lot. So I'm a lover boy. I love the romance. So I will absolutely get married again. And I can, and I'm gonna walk into it with different eyes this time. But I will not be getting divorced no more. So you stuck with me, baby.
God.
It's either you leaving here in a casket. What's up?
Oh, Tara, you shocked me. I didn't know you was gonna say that. I really didn't think you want to get married again.
I mean, because it's
I feel about you.
The city girl in me says, absolutely not, right? Because been there, and didn't work out. So good, I'm gonna just go live my city girl life. Mm-hmm. But them nights where it's cold and maybe the red wine is red wining, it's like, I love him. Yeah, so I'm definitely down. I think I'll do it again. But I know that now you stuck.
I feel like I'm in a weird space. Like I feel like I always wanted to be married, but the more I have dated, especially like these last, we'll say 3 years, it showed me some things. And it's kind of changed my heart a little bit. So if it happens, I'm gonna be all about it, but I'm not going to be pressed for like this shit has to like fit like a perfect fit, like a puzzle, or else I'ma just keep doing what I've been doing. Like the more I date, the more discouraged that I get that it might actually be a reality. And some days I'm not all the way mad about that because it's just like some days these things is crazy and I don't want to be attached to that for the rest of my life. Like y'all like crazy, like out here acting up. And I ain't got time to be looking like nobody's dummy, like you out here playing these games. I don't need you bringing me back nothing because they out here doing the most. So I don't know, married or not, like really matter. So I don't know. I'm really kind of on the fence. Like I'm open to it, but I don't know, girl. We gonna see what the Lord has for me because I hope the Lord is tired of me paying all my bills by myself because I would love
a man,
me for too long, and me is tired.
Okay.
Oh, well, Sondra, thank you so much for joining us in the hot seat today. So please let our listeners know where they can find you on the internet if they want to connect, use your travel services, your accounting services.
Got some plugs. What's poppin'?
Well, so I have a luxury travel agency. It's called The Essence of Travel. So you can reach out to me on my website, which is the essenceoftravel.net. And I also have an accounting firm, but currently we are not taking new clients because I'm kind of transitioning over to doing more coaching and consulting. So that's kind of in the works right now. But travel agency full-time, so you can reach out to me there. My Instagram is The Traveling Accountant.
Listen, I will be. I'm going right to the website. Essence. 'Cause let me tell you, there is something I want. It is luxury. So, travel.
I
Cause,
got you.
cause I like
All
my
about
kids.
luxury.
Listen,
Yes.
when I land at the airport, he better have a sign with my name on it. All right.
That's the only way we roll. Okay.
I know that's right. Mm.
I love,
Definitely.
I love me some luxury. So, you guys be sure to download the Secrets of the Opposite Sex application. Subscribe to the podcast. You know how much we enjoy that. We love y'all. Also, again, pay attention to the YouTube. You can watch the extended interviews there. We're still working on the page. Be patient with us. The Lord ain't through with us yet.
And we'll see you right back here next week with a new episode. Bye.